Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and I'm going to read you a story. And I'm in my closet today. I guess I'll be in my closet for the next couple of videos. Do you guys like this? Is it okay? Is it weird? Anyway, all right. So let's get started. The book we're reading today is called Parachute. All right, let's get into it. Lynn, Monday, January 2nd. Lynn, I know we haven't spoken much lately, and it's odd that I can write what I've been unable to say to your face. But if I guessed right, you've just gotten into bed and discovered this, which means I came to you in a way, with words, and at a time, at night, when you need me most. I know you share my hopes for this trip, and I could tell by the look in your ocean eyes last night that you share my fears. We've waited a long time for this moment. Through all the years, all the travels, all the little productions in little towns, little theaters, with little minds to miss the little things. You've been right there with me, waiting and hoping for New York. I remember when we left New Haven after the drama school, the way you looked at me in the hot asphalt parking lot of that Big Boys as we were about to climb into the Ryder and head west. Are you sure you wanted to know? As long as I'm with you, I answered, and I meant it, just as I mean it now. Maybe it's taken all this time for a reason. Maybe I was lucky to be allowed my mistakes out in the bush. If so, fine, but I'll tell you, I've never felt more ready to leave anything behind in my life. I only hope that these people are as serious as they claim to be, because this plate in my pocket belongs in New York. So as I climb into the sky and you climb into bed, let's toast the new year as our own and resolve to make it so. Maybe our time has arrived. God, I hope so. I don't think I've ever wanted anything so much, except maybe you. You take care of yourself and keep that Dougie close by. She's amazingly good at warding off the phantoms in the night. I'll call you from Central Park West. The guy has to have real money to live there, right? This is going to happen. Keep warm and stay cool. I'm on my way to the Big Apple, where I intend to be nobody's fool. All my heart, all my love, all my time. Your JJ. Monday, January 2nd. My JJ. Well, you're on your way. If I planted this properly, you should be well into the flight as well as your second gin and tonic, and you've just decided the pilot knows what he's doing enough to take your eyes from your port lookout, and you've surveyed who is around you and who you can't take your eyes off of, and you flirted with the stews enough to get your third gin and tonic when you need it. And now you reach down to your duck bag and check out your wallet, your ticket, your tennis magazine, and your notebooks, and you lean back, adjust the seat, and think, hey, wait a minute, what was that? You bend back down to the duck bag, open it again, reach in for the notebook, the leather-covered one, and what you do now, you find me. Forgive me for opening the notebook. I closed my eyes when I did it, held it just long enough to slip this note in. I had to say a few things, JJ, and I don't have to tell you it hasn't been easy to talk to you lately. First, I'm so proud of you. This is it, Mr. Playwright. You finally get a chance to strut your stuff for the big boys. I've known since that very first note you put in my back pocket in Ann Arbor, the one with the little triangles on it, that this day would arrive. It was just a matter of time and patience, both of which you've had more than your share of while we waited. But JJ, it's finally here, and I'm so glad it's with this play. This play belongs in New York. It reeks of New York. It's going to make you in New York. And Futterman has to be for real. He wouldn't be flying you in and putting you up in his place if he weren't. After all, this isn't the movies. He obviously knows a good thing when he sees it, and he's just lucky enough to have seen you. Hopefully the changes he'll want won't be enormous, and you'll be able to do them in time to get the play on in the fall, like you said. So enjoy yourself, my love. You could use a break from things here anyway, and I know how much you love New York by yourself. It's funny. I still feel guilty sometimes that you're not there. Like it was my fault that we moved to California when you belong back east. But it does make for these trips, and you never fail to come away from them with a play or a story or more. Who knows if it would be the same if we were living there. So go ahead and know that me and Dougie Whitefoot are fine here holding down the fort. We love you and miss you, but our hearts are with yours in the play. Be good, do good, and stay warm somehow. Show them a California boy can make it in a city that never sleeps. I am your love, my love. Always. Lynn. Peter Futterman. Tuesday, January 3rd. JJ, good morning. I hope you slept off some of your jet lag and are ready to take on New York City today. Susie and I still have one more New Year's brunch to do and expect to be gone most of the afternoon. Here is a little something to warm your pocket. Enjoy your first meal here on your producer. I've arranged for you to meet with Maggie Steinfeld tomorrow, and then we can all look forward to getting into bed on this project. Stay warm and make yourself comfortable around the apartment. We're glad to have you with us. See you later. Peter. Sunday, January 8th. Lynn. It's a gorgeous Sunday here. Ice cold, but with a bright winter sun gleaming on everything. Remember when we used to go out for breakfast on days like this back in Ann Arbor and New Haven? There's something about bundling up in a bean shirt, jeans, scarf, and gloves, and a good winter jacket, and then peeling it all off over a steaming cup of coffee while you wait for an omelet in a noisy restaurant. It was a good week. I had 3 long sessions with Maggie Steinfeld, and she impresses me. She's quick and smart and knows what this play is about. She talks more in generalities than I'm used to from a director, but it's kind of nice to think someone might have more on her mind than setting light levels and blocking patterns. She does do a lot of drugs, though. In fact, everyone here does. It's funny to me because you know how all the talk always has LA walking around stoned. Well, I'll tell you, I've never seen people smoke so much dope as I have here in the last 5 days. Right after breakfast or walking down a street, you get offered a joint. It seems the minute you get out of bed, everyone is high all the time. It's like the whole city is hyped and speeding and consuming drugs the way it consumes everything else at an unbelievable fever pitch. Anyway, we have had some great talks about the play. Maggie's as eager as I am, and if it's not all a pipe dream, I think I'm in good shape. Fetterman likes our ideas and seems anxious to get it on. He asked me how long I thought the rewrites would take because he's apparently already talking to investors. We're going to meet with Diane Amesley this week too. She's hungry and, according to Fetterman, thinks this sounds like a great part to an actress gone from the stage for too long. Nothing like people involved in a project for selfish reasons, right? They're the ones you can count on, but we shall see. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I do have some work to do. Which brings me to the next point. It's working out so well with me here in the apartment and all that Fetterman has offered to let me stay instead of going home to do the writing. We all think it might speed things along, as I would have the benefit of immediate feedback, etc. I know we didn't have that in mind, but I think I may take him up on that offer. The way I look at it, I want to do whatever I have to do to make this happen as soon as possible. Also, let's face it, when am I going to have my own room on Central Park West in the foreseeable future? even if it is covered in paisley and has no door. And did I tell you, in addition to the yellow paisley on the electric blue walls, there are also bizarre black wood sculptures of Fetterman and his wife nude that look like life-size voodoo fetish dolls. He even has horns on his head. Nice room for me to work in, huh? How about sleep in? It's taking some adjustment, shall we say, but I do look out on a spectacular view of the city every night, and all those lights seem to tell me that my dreams could come true. I miss you, Lynn, but I think I'm going to stay, unless I can't write away from my desk, and the only way I'll know that is to try. I hope you're doing okay there by yourself. Are you sleeping all right? Feeling all right? What's going on at work? I think I'll call you soon. I need the sound of your voice in my ear for real. It's funny, I sometimes think I hear you when I'm in the shower. Did I ever tell you how I love the music of your voice? I think I'll call you right now, in fact. I feel the approach of the tattered ghost of frustration. I love you, my love. JJ. Sunday night, January 8th. Dear JJ, that was such a nice call. I just had to write you. I started a letter to you this morning, but I was in such a weird mood that I ended up throwing it away. You know Sundays have never been my favorite thing out here, even with you around. Everyone seems jumpy, like they're supposed to be happy with the bright sun shining, and the fact that they're really alone and frightened, like Sunday people everywhere, may not survive the day, a secret intact. But I will, right? Now that I've talked to you, the demons have dissolved. Of course, stay there. I absolutely agree. You'd be crazy not to, and believe me, I'll be fine. Rudy's the best company in the world. In fact, I kind of like the way she becomes mine when we're all alone. She stays closer to me, cuddles more, and likes to watch when I take a bath or put on my makeup. She's more of a girl. Don't worry. She'll abandon me the minute you walk back in the house, but for now, I'll glory in the attention. You stay there and do what you have to do. I'm glad you feel so comfortable with the city now, if not with your paisley den and fetish dolls. I remember when New York used to intimidate you, even when we were in New Haven. Don't be afraid to go with your instincts, JJ. They haven't gotten you into anything you've regretted yet. And most important, do what's right for the play. If this works out the way it's sounding, we'll have all the time together we ever could want. We'll be sipping margaritas with Deke in Malibu, or better yet, with Diane Amesley on her boat down in Barbados. I like that story about the note in the bottle telling her an opportunity was coming her way. Do you think it's really true, or was it the actress spinning a good yarn? I love you a lot, and it's fun to think of you with all these people. It's where you belong, JJ. So just enjoy it, okay? I'm going to bed now, where I tend to dream about you until I can feel you inside of me. Where I can always feel you. Where I can surround your love with my own until there is no distance between us. Where the difference between sleep and love is a secret I lay on your pillow and hold close to me all through the night. I am yours always, Lynn. Sunday, January 8th, 1 a.m. I am now alone. JJ has left me, and not just to go to New York like we've pretended. People who stop talking pretend all kinds of things, the main one being that they're not pretending. But I know better. This time I think it's for real. I heard it in his voice when he asked me how I was doing without him. Fine, I said, across the longing of long distance. And fine I must be. He is becoming the person he's always wanted to be, the one for whom there will be no me. And so tonight, I start this journal because I must have a home for my thoughts. Funny, the idea of a home for thoughts. I wonder if the truth can live even there. Wednesday, January 11th. Dear JJ, How you doing in Fat City, my friend? I had lunch with Lynn yesterday, and she tells me you're hanging with the creme de la creme. So tell me, huh? I'm starving for images of the IRT. Or is that beneath you these days? You're probably cruising Fifth Avenue in limos, right? As long as you're not sipping gin and tonics at the surf club, I'll basically swallow about anything. We're into a gorgeous January. Haven't seen a cloud since Christmas, so my film is actually a day behind of schedule. The geniuses changed my favorite scene the other day, though. Remember how I had my hero see himself in the mirror when he finally sleeps with the girl he's obsessed with? And it's the sight of him having sex with her and not the sex that he gets off on. Well, somebody in the studio decided that the American public isn't ready yet for a man to look at himself in the mirror during sex. They want it to happen with the two of them in the car and their reflection in a store window. I guess I shouldn't complain, as this is the only serious change so far, but I do sometimes wonder why I agreed to get involved with this. Why didn't I just let them buy the book and go my merry way? Do you remember? Me either, but I think it's what I'm about to do. I actually started the novel I've been telling you about the other day. I was reading outside as the sun was going down, and I heard this crying sound. I wandered down to the beach to see what it was, and it turned out to be a dolphin or a killer whale, as my neighbor, the migration expert, later told me. Seems some of them get lured by the warm currents here and separate from the rest of the school, and being monogamous, they cry out to their mates to join them. Well, it's quite a sound, and I took it as a sign because it gave me my first line. And you know what happens with me once I get the first line. I'm off and running. And I think my attitude toward the film is that much better as a result. I've always preferred indifference as a defense. When it's sincere, it gives such a feeling of being in sync with the universe. I guess that's about it from Lotus Land. Seriously, write me. I'd love to hear how it's going. Lynn looked great, by the way. If you don't come back soon, I may have to take advantage of a certain look I detected in those luscious green eyes of hers. Best as always, Deke. Well, Saturday, January 14th. Dear Lynn, hi. Got your Sunday letter yesterday. What a difference a call makes, huh? I wish you just pick up the phone when you're feeling that way instead of letting it go on. But sometimes I think you enjoy that kind of suffering, at least on some level. I'm not criticizing. I do too, as long as it doesn't last too long. I don't know, there's something about loneliness after you've been together as long as we have that seems to restore the soul. Almost like you need it in order to feel your heart again. Maybe we should open a business. Loneliness tours. A vacation in isolation for the very married. We give you the absence. You let your heart grow fonder. Probably make a fortune in LA or anywhere for that matter. Anyway, I'm glad you're okay now. Me too. I'm feeling great, in fact. Saw some old friends this week. Bill and Marge, Alan, Steve-O, and even Jingles walking up Columbus Avenue in the middle of a perfectly ordinary afternoon. He's finally doing lighting design for a couple of theaters. He's so happy. Everyone else is about the same, still fighting the good fight and looking for a way to make it pay. 60s outcast in the land of yup. They all send love. Looks like we may have a fifth party involved in the play now, too. Dot Peener, the soap actress of Down by the River, who produced Daycare off Broadway last year. Remember that? We read a lot about it in the Times. Anyway, she and Maggie are old friends, so Maggie gave her a copy of the script to read, and she had so much to say about it that Fetterman invited her in on the deal. I guess he's secure enough to share the limelight with anyone who can help us get to it. I like her personally since she's fun on top of being smart. Maggie does get a little dour after you've been in a room with her for 7 hours, so maybe Dot will liven things up a bit. She plays this really funny Southern belle on the soap, and she slips into her voice just when everyone needs a laugh. Also, she lives with Steve Peretti's brother, and he's producing films these days, so our nightlife is picking up as well. They get decent tables in restaurants. That's about it. We're going out to dinner, so I have to hit the shower. I bought my yellow paper this afternoon and cleared a table in Fetterman's Den. I start the new draft Monday morning. Wish me luck. Talk to you soon. Love you, JJ. Saturday, January 14th at 11:46 p.m. Andy, am I right? I'm right, aren't I? We're going to want to remember the time and place we first met. If you think so too, keep this and I'll call you. Dot has the number. JJ. Sunday, January 15th. Dear Deke, thanks for the letter. Glad to hear the movie's rolling and that you're starting to divorce yourself from it. From where I sit, that sounds like the best of both worlds. You're a novelist, Deke, not a talker. The movies are for talkers. New York is what it always is. Fast, funny, moving, sad. Millionaires stepping over winos. Skyscrapers going up next to churches. Speed and filth. Excuses, excess and starvation. Noise beyond noise. People, businesses, and consumption. Books, magazines, food, clothes, news, especially news. From the trivial to the profound. I consume, therefore I am. That's the motto of the city. But unlike LA, the diet here is information. It's suckled morning, noon, and night. On the streets and the subways and high up in the steel towers that float in the microwaves like antenna in a sea of addiction. People always read everywhere, in cabs, in restaurants, on subways, even walking down the street, but don't get any romantic notions of literacy. It's crap they immense themselves in. The Post or whatever paperback Time magazine says that they should all be digesting this week. I'm sure to them it's a way of seeming informed. To an outsider, it appears to be a mechanism for avoiding the so-called eye to eye the city is famous for. It's the city of the modern soul, Deke. Everything is of human design and origin. The only thing left is to construct a dome over it so that light and air can be also manufactured. So why am I so happy? I don't know. Maybe I was born for perverse artificiality. It does challenge you to be God. It does challenge you to be God. If I make everything, then I alone am responsible. That, my friend, is the pressure, the so-called edge you feel here. It prods one, as it were, to produce. Funny, huh, Deke? Your friend JJ finding God in New York City? I'll tell you something. That's not all I found. But I'll save that for next time. Keep writing. I love the whole idea of conducting my life through letters for a while. Your future neighbor by the sea. JJ. Down by the river. Wednesday, January 18th. JJ, I wanted you to know that I've gotten the messages. It isn't that I don't want to talk to you. It's that I do, but I can't. Ask Dot. She'll explain. Sorry. Andy. January 19th. Andy. Thanks for the note. I guess it was dumb of me to try you at home. I talked to Dot and she filled me in about Matt. So, am I taking my life in my hands to write to you? I don't care. I want to see you. How about lunch tomorrow? I'll be in the Lounge on Columbus Avenue, 12:45. There's a small room in back where no one will see us. I know the show only breaks for 45 minutes. I'll take it. See you there, JJ. Thursday, January 19th. It is midnight, and I've just prayed to a starry California night sky for strength. I couldn't get myself to eat today. Just the thought of food made me sick. Rudy knows something is wrong. It's amazing how animals pick up on emotion. Deke told me the other day that they can hear the human heart beating, and they sit right up with any rise in pulse. I'm not sure I believe that. Imagine what this world would sound like if your hearing was that sensitive. Not unlike the way everything sounds to me today, poised to assault, on the verge of overwhelming, like a wave of your worst fears, all allied in a sickening wall of noise. California is no place for the self-conscious. How did I end up in this house afraid and alone? I look out at the canyon at my doorstep, whether by day or night, and I think, that's what I have inside me, the open space emptiness. This is a secret I share only with a dog. My husband is on the other side of the world. All at once, life has dropped a continent between us. And the sound of my own voice trying to bridge the gap disgusts me. Well, I think I'm going to leave it right there. So it looks like this book is a series of letters. I guess it's a story written through a series of letters. Because even as I skim through this, yeah, it's just letters and diary entries from Lynn. So this will be interesting. Let me know if you guys like this. Let me know how it sounds to you. I think it's interesting. It's kind of like reading someone's private journal, which can be interesting to me. Anyways, yeah, this book was only $1. So I'll just continue to keep reading it if you guys want me to. All right, that was it for this video. If you liked it, make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel so that you're always notified when I drop a new video. See you guys next time for some more stories. Bye.